All right, so another very quick, simple video along the lines of the veg prep stuff. If you've seen any of the others, it's really the exact same concept, just a different product. So today, diced red onions. Believe it or not, this one's actually been a source of contention for a little while because people don't often pay attention to the amount that's supposed to be prepped. But with diced red onions, the default is usually a short 6-pan. And we do that just to make sure that the product doesn't get overused, doesn't turn, because oftentimes, with the exception of like the weekends, when we tend to go through a little bit more, during the week, a short 6-pan is usually enough. But if you prep too much, they'll start to get not so much red, almost like a pinkish color. And they kind of look pickled. So we try not to over prep these as best we can. Anyway, with the other videos, we went ahead and removed the film altogether. But with this one, because I know we're definitely not using this entire pan, I'm only going to pull the film back just a little bit. But tools you'll need: a short 6-pan, 6-pan lid. And again, I've mentioned it before, sometimes you have these lids that have the ladle hold. It really doesn't matter which one you use, just as long as it fits the pan itself. And then 6-pan drip set. So just like with tomatoes, or really just the tomatoes, we're just kind of scooping up a handful and filling this up to the fill line. We're not trying to pack this thing super full. But I am trying to grab this instead of like scooping it into the pan. I'm picking it up with my hands and dropping it in because I don't want to get all that extra water. So you can kind of see that if I move it a little bit, but there's a lot of extra liquid in the bottom of there. And I don't want that sitting in this pan because as it sits, it's going to drain more water out of those onions. It's going to sit in the bottom, and then eventually it'll rise up and it'll start to make the product soggy. It's really not what we want. It's not a very pleasant texture. And it just makes whatever it is that we put those onions on suffer as a result of it. So fill it up to the proper fill line, put the lid on it, and then we'll go ahead and get our trusty label, like that. Then make sure you fill it out with the right information. So diced red onions, I've got the day mark checked, the date, and then my initials on it. So that way, if anything ever happens, if something's prepped incorrectly or whatever, we know who to go talk to. We can trace things back. So put that on what I have deemed the broadside. And then we will get ready to go and transfer this over into the main kitchen walk-in on the veg prep shelf, and making sure to put this, if there was an existing pan of this in here, this is going to get rotated underneath it or behind it to make sure it gets properly rotated. So that's that one. I hope you guys dug it. If you got any questions, come holler at me or leave a comment. All right, thanks.